Yes, the regular season has finished, and DraftKings, Fanduel, amongst other sites, are still willing to give us money to bet on the game we love here at DFS. Week 18, we got one more chance to ride, but unfortunately, the playoffs have begun. We're going to break it all down in the Wildcard Weekend edition of the DFS Deli. Here we go. Welcome in to the DFS Deli. I am the proprietor of this delicatessen, Saleh Ali Shahid, and it is Wild Card Weekend. The playoffs have begun. There's still a little controversy swirling with that lost game with the Bengals and Bills, but we'll cross that bridge when we get to it. This week, we are focused on how many games? 6? One on Monday, 2 on Saturday, 3 on Sunday, right? Is that
correct?
Is that right? Did we ever have Wildcard Weekend conclude on a Monday? That seems new to me. Is that new?
It started last year because the Rams beat down the Cardinals. Kyler Murray got very embarrassed on Monday Night Football.
Kyler Murray being embarrassed on Monday Night Football. Shocking. It's kind of how his injury went. That was on Monday, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I remember being at the bowling alley and just watching the first play from scrimmage or something like that. He's like, all right, Call of Duty time. Let's do it.
Yep, it was against the old Patriots, I do believe.
Hilarious. Well, Cliff Kingsbury firing aside, we are here to talk about relevant teams and break down some of the games, the slates. There's a couple short slates, showdowns. You can play the whole weekend like Baker for some strange-ass reason.
I'm a weird dude. Don't judge me.
Hey, man. You know, there's an 800 number for guys like you. I was gonna call it on Chili, but you know, I'm gonna refrain. I'm gonna refrain because I like you guys. I like you guys being here in the deli.
I mean, I could put on my customer service voice and thank you for holding. Let me place you on a brief 5 to 7 minute hold, and I'll get that number for you.
Yes. First of all, congratulations are in order, of course, now that we've started the Wild Card Weekend. Chill, congratulations to your team. They are the first contestants on Catch a Beatdown on Sunday.
Oh, yeah.
From my Buffalo Bills, congratulations to me, of course. I mean, it was foregone that, the Bills were going to make the playoffs. But, here we are getting ready to settle in that. And then Baker, your Minnesota Vikings, the frauds that they are also hosting a playoff game this weekend. Only favored by 3 points.
You are not going to besmirch the great name of Minnesota. You know,
hey,
we got the skull clap going.
There has to be a team to lose at home, and they are prime candidates to be that team.
You know what, Sully? I'm going to make you change your mind right now on why Minnesota is actually going to win and not lose.
I mean, don't do it right now. I mean, we're going to get to that game unless you just got one definitive point where you're like, all right, I'm putting it all on Minnesota.
Yeah, here's the definitive point. You know the 4-letter network that you don't watch?
Yes.
Everybody on is picking the Giants.
Oh. Fudge.
I told you, I got a point that will make you change your mind, Sully.
Well, I was going to spend a half an hour just dogging the Minnesota Vikings, but if the 4-letter network thinks the Vikings are going to lose them, yep, Vikings all the way. They're covering the 3. Screw that.
Skull clap, let's ride. Vikings Nation,
I'm telling you,
let's ride.
I'm in. So before we jump into the playoff slate, guys, what do you think about Black Monday? We had 2 head coaches lose their jobs. One, Lovie Smith. Shout out to Lovie Smith because he was like, "Listen, if I'm going out, y'all motherfuckers are coming with me." So shout out to Lovie Smith. What did you guys think about that?
I think Lovie Smith wasn't given he took over a terrible team. You know it's a rebuild, and you gave him what, a year, 2 years?
One.
Oh, 1 year. So he takes over a terrible team. You know it's a rebuild, and you cut him after 1 year or fire him after 1 year. Like, what did you expect from Houston this year with Davis Mills at the helm all season?
But I mean, they were scrappy though. I mean, like towards the end of the season, it seems like they had that team kind of turning a corner with absolutely no talent.
I mean, I agree. 100% agree. I think that that Houston didn't show Levy no love. All pun intended there.
He showed the Bears some love, his old stomping ground. So, I mean, shout out to the Bears having the #1 pick now. I mean, congratulations on that.
So now the Bears can take Rex Grossman?
Dude, I miss the sexy Rexy days.
As
it
do
was
I.
either you're getting a quarterback rating of like 2 or a perfect QB rating. It was amazing.
Could you imagine playing DFS back with Rex Grossman?
Oh, you just got to play him every week.
Put
like
him in
half
the build.
the weeks you're gonna lose. Like,
put him in the build.
Just hold that L.
Because you're taking some shit down with him 1 week. Easy.
You get a sexy Rexy afternoon. Oh man, you are dancing. Chill, what'd you think about the Cliff Kingsbury firing? Was that to be expected?
That was expected.
Yeah, he's ass.
They're not getting rid of Kyler Murray. Quarterbacks in today's NFL just honestly have way too much power. So, they were gonna keep Kyler. I mean, Kingsbury, I really never understood the hiring in the first place. I mean, the dude had a losing record in college, and he's got a losing record in the pros. I don't get the move at all.
Well, you don't have to worry about seeing him in the pros anymore. I am almost confident in that. So, but moving on to franchises that matter. Let's go ahead and jump into the slate, shall we? Saturday, first up, the quarterback match you all wanted to see. The quarterback match you all predicted, right? If your bingo card had Brock Purdy versus Geno Smith, you win.
You lie.
It's got to be the most intriguing matchup of the year, right? I mean, all that talent just oozing from both sides of the ball. It's unfathomable that I, as the biggest Geno Smith backer, truther, probably on the damn planet, minus his mom, get to see him in the playoffs. I've waited 9 years for this. I am so ecstatic right now.
9 years.
Dude, I don't care, man. Some things just take, Rome wasn't built in a day, right? Is that the old adage?
What if Geno Smith is like Kofi Mania? It just keeps going and it's like, what is going on here?
Dude, if they somehow beat the 49ers, I'm just putting every cent I have left in my FanDuel account, just like, you know what? Ride it out. Screw it. Seahawks to win the Super Bowl. Let's go. What would that pay out? What's the odds on that, like, right now?
To put $100 on the Seahawks to win the Super Bowl?
Yeah, just screw it. Like, you know what? I got $100 to burn. Screw it. Put it on the Seahawks.
I got you. I'll get that information here for you.
I appreciate that. Baker, what do you think about this game? Because as Chili alluded to on the pregame, there's going to be weather concerns in this game. Apparently, torrential downpour.
Yeah, so I'm looking at the weather report. According to weather.com, potential for heavy rainfall during the day, Saturday, with the chance of rain set at 100% and around a half an inch of rain expected. You're looking at 10 to 20 mile an hour winds during the day, and it'll drop down to 5 to 10 mile an hour winds at night.
So what does that do for this game? So, I mean, we kind of got to rule the quarterbacks out in this situation. I mean, is it all just maybe CMC and Ken Walker, or are we not touching like this game from a DFS perspective at all?
I mean, weather changes so much that, I mean, obviously we need to get closer to game time to verify, because weather.com, it's been wrong before, it'll be wrong again. There are some intriguing pieces in this game if weather is not an issue. Because I'm sorry to say, but Deebo Samuel at 5,900 is criminal. I don't give a damn, that his production. What is it near what it was last year? 5,700 for Deebo Samuel. I'll take that chance every day of the week, because we know this dude has a propensity for popping off huge plays, and he still could be in play considering he can do it on the ground and in the air. And the wind doesn't scare me that much. 20
So-
anything above 20 scares me, but 20-mile-an-hour winds for the most part on the actual field, it doesn't, on
But
your
it's
typical
20 in the rain.
Eh.
That's the outlier.
Yeah, rain
If it
doesn't bug
says 20,
rain
if
doesn't
it
bug me.
says 20, then that's fine. I mean, because the last time the 49ers played in this torrential downpour, they lost to the Bears all the way back in week 1.
I forgot that was a thing.
yeah, I do remember that.
Forgot that was a thing.
That field was awful, and they lost.
Yeah, remember Trey Lance was a thing at one point too, and then
Trey Lance.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Yeah, and here we are with Brock Purdy. Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure Kyle Shanahan has forgotten that Trey Lance was a thing.
You're probably not wrong at this point.
Oh yeah, there's no chance he's their starter next year. Not a chance in hell.
What, are they just going to ride it out with Brock Purdy?
Absolutely.
I mean, I could see them riding it out with Brock Purdy, and if they lose, well, Tom Brady's a free agent, and he's from San Francisco.
Bro. We'll cross that bridge when we get there, because that's the last game we got to cover. But there, we can do some reckless speculation when it comes to where TB12 is going to end up. So
the Seahawks to win the NFC, by the way, is plus 3,100.
Oh,
to win the NFC.
Oh,
to win the Super Bowl, 8,500.
Oh.
They have the second worst odds behind my Dolphins, who are plus 10,000.
I'm not. No, hard pass. But like I said, so Baker gave us a little perspective on the DFS side. Chill. Now that we're talking on the sports betting side of this, because again, from Ohio, it is legal. We've been pounding the pavement when it comes to sports betting now. So you gave us a little bit. How do you feel about this under and this 9.5 point spread?
I mean, between two division rivals, and I thought when it originally opened at like 10. I thought that was even a little high, because I don't think the Seahawks are bad. I think the only issue right now with the Seahawks that somebody had pointed out that I was listening to earlier is that like all of their rookies right now are struggling because they've hit the proverbial wall. Their left tackle, who was like dominant in the first half of the season, was playing well, and then once you get past the Thanksgiving part of it, because that's when the college football season essentially ends. They've given up the most sacks right now on third down, which that's not good, especially when you have Nick Bosa and the boys on that side of the ball. But if there is going to be weather involved, I think the Seahawks are going to keep it close.
Baker, how do you feel about that? Or I was going to say, or he's muted and doesn't want to talk anymore. I'm sorry.
Sorry, I was watching Russell Westbrook highlights. Don't ask why.
There were Russell Westbrook highlights?
Yeah, from when he was like averaging triple doubles and shit.
Overrated stat.
When he was winning MVPs, he's gonna go into the Hall of Fame.
He's gonna go into the Hall of Fame, but that shit is so bad.
Anywho, NFL.
If weather is a huge concern, it might take out one of my favorite punt plays on the slate, which would have been Colby Parkinson.
I think he's going to be popular.
I mean, if weather's an issue, I think his ownership comes down. If weather is not an issue, I agree he will be somewhat popular. But, obviously the name that everybody knows is Noah Fant, but he's legitimately been running ahead of Noah Fant the past couple weeks anyway. So
Fair. I mean, like the small advantage that the Seahawks did have was probably in the wide receiver position. And if that's going to be muted because of this weather, then yes, I think the Seahawks keep it close, but how are they going to run against this front? Because if San Francisco knows the run is coming behind Ken Walker, the herd, like how does Seattle move the ball?
Geno's legs, because they've actually been utilizing that a lot more recently.
Are you saying Geno's in play?
I mean, I guess it depends what slate you're playing.
If you're playing the Saturday slate, yes.
Yeah, I was gonna say we're talking. Let's say these slates are broken down individually from Saturday on an island, Sunday on an island, and Monday showdown, whatever. We're gonna talk about it, but showdown slates, whatever.
Fuck showdown.
Saturday only. How are you handling this game in general?
You're not. You're just stacking the hell out of the other game and playing whatever pieces you are forced to play from this Seattle-San Francisco game. Because the other game is the game to stack.
I think in this game, you're probably just going to play a defensive running back.
I agree.
I mean, or like Baker had mentioned, you probably could get away with Debo.
He is cheap.
I mean, but if you want to get different and you want to say fuck the weather, well, stack the game.
Yeah, if you're shooting just for like, you know what? Either this is a 1% outcome either way. Either I'm finishing in the top percent or the very bottom percent. Stack the hell out this game.
I mean, because the other game, all of those pieces are so cheap. I mean, and truthfully, in the other game too, you probably don't want Mike Williams to play.
How is his health looking, by the way? I haven't seen an injury report.
I see it as questionable.
Listen, Mike Williams is going to get hurt. So, I mean, he's going to get hurt either if he plays.
I don't think he participated yesterday, and he may have been limited today, but I did not see today's practice report.
Yeah, fair. Well, the billion-dollar question, who wins and why? Baker?
The 49ers because of Brock Purdy?
Do they cover the spread?
No.
Under or over?
Under.
Chili?
I got Niners. Honestly, they're just more talented up and down on the roster. And like I said earlier, the rookies for Seattle have been struggling, which was their main source of being successful this year because all of the rookies have been playing super well. Okay.
Sorry, my Russell Westbrook highlights were still like going. Oops.
Terrible. And then the under and the Seattle will cover.
I am going to bet with my heart, not my head. Seahawks beat the Niners. Brock Purdy shows off why he was Mr. Irrelevant and crumbles under the pressure. Pete Carroll will outcoach Mr. Shanahan in this one. Seahawks in the upset. Moving on. Nightcap. Two what is it called? Up and coming quarterbacks in the AFC. Herbert versus Lawrence. The matchup we actually wanted because I did not want to see Josh Dobbs versus Justin Herbert. So luckily, we actually get a good game between the Chargers and the Jaguars. Jaguars hosting Chargers. And I am, as we mentioned, the injury concerns with Mike Williams and, et cetera. I'm concerned about this game only because the Chargers always play down to their opponents.
They're the most inconsistent good team in the NFL I've ever seen.
They're not good. That's the thing. They're fraudulent. I think the Chargers are fraudulent. I think the Chargers are the most fraudulent team in the AFC. Like, everyone wants to dog the Vikings about being fraudulent because they are. But as I see, like, as like the weeks went on, like later in the season, I think the Vikings are actually the third most fraudulent team in the NFL because the Cowboys are the most fraudulent team in the NFL. But that's neither here nor there. Let's talk about the second most fraudulent team, in my opinion, the LA Chargers. I think that from a DFS perspective, I think if you're playing the short slate, because as you alluded to, most of these pieces are cheap and it's easily stackable. So, I mean, you could take the Herbert side. If Mike Williams plays, double him up with Keenan Allen. You can even throw in Austin Eckler in that conversation as well. Or you can go right back to the Jaguars side because the Chargers defense is bad. And I think Trevor Lawrence can have his way in this one. Obviously, being in Florida at the time of recording, there are no weather concerns that we have to worry about. So, I mean, from a DFS perspective, this is the game for Saturday. So what angle are you willing to take in this game in particular? Chill, go right ahead.
Well, before I get to that question, I will defend. I'm not a Chargers person, but I will have to defend them. I don't think they're as big as frauds as what you think, because most of their losses are to teams in the playoffs.
Frauds. Fucking
They
frauds.
they lost to the Chiefs, the Niners, your Seahawks.
Yeah, right. They did.
They lost to the Jags earlier, but that's when I think Justin Herbert only had one arm, if I remember that correctly. Where he shouldn't have played, but he played, and then they lost to the Chiefs twice, and then they lost to Russell Wilson, comeback player of the year next year. Book it. No, I'm kidding.
I mean, Russ had to cook.
He was cooking.
Russ cooked against 2 playoff teams, by the way. I just want to say.
Right.
Like his 3 useful games, 2 against the Chiefs, 1 against the Chargers.
All right, that's neither here or there. I mean,
fuck that. We're gonna talk about Russell Wilson on this goddamn show.
We're slowly killing Baker over there.
He's probably watching Russell Wilson highlights now.
He should.
The better Russell,
right? Hey, our Russell at least has a championship.
Oh, you're right though. He's going to the Hall of Fame too.
No, this game. I mean, I don't know what Draftkings was doing, but all of the Chargers wide receivers are cheap. None of them are above $6K. So, I mean, depending on if we want to go against the video we watched. I mean, ETN, the Chargers have been bad against the run all year. If you figure they might key in on that, the Chargers guys are all cheap. I mean, Christian Kirk's 5,900. Zay Jones is only 4,300. Might be popping in Baker's optimals there. So I mean, again, they're cheap. Evan Ingram's cheap. Like this whole passing game is just cheap in general. And we watched Russ cook last week, so yeah. I mean, in terms of the Jaguars, that's the way I would look at it. I'd feel more inclined to play the Chargers guys if Mike Williams gets ruled out. Because if you go Herbert's just going to pepper Keenan Allen and Austin Eckler with targets at that point. Josh Palmer becomes really cheap. So for me, I mean, and the Jaguars defense it's not very good. They're really weak against the pass as well. So if Mike Williams is out, I think the Chargers passing game becomes more intriguing. If he's hurt, I think if he plays, it becomes a little more of a decision, but I'll probably play the Chargers passing side of it.
All right, so leaning towards the Chargers side. Baker, are you done watching Russell Wilson highlights? I mean, Russell Westbrook highlights?
First and foremost, since y'all want to trash Russell Westbrook, who actually has been productive, but y'all want to boost up this dude who is carried by everything else on his team. I can't stand you people. Like Russell Wilson.
Listen, we can trash both. Baker.
Oh no, we're gonna put some respect on Russell Westbrook's name. God damn it.
No respect.
Like everybody wants to hate on his triple doubles like they're empty stats. Nobody else can do it.
They could do it if LeBron could have did it for his whole career if he wanted just to play LeBron ball, knock it off. Any one of these big superstars could definitely have done it.
Luka can do it right now. He just doesn't want to.
Luka could do it right now. I mean, the Thunder, you can go back and watch the Thunder highlights. They literally just cleared a path to let Westbrook get rebounds. I mean, literally. And then how that dude without Durant keeps getting knocked out in the first round. Cool. You averaged a triple-double. Cool. We gave you an MVP for it. Cool.
And what did he do that season?
Yeah,
nothing.
He's been averaging a triple-double ever since. Hasn't even sniffed the MVP conversation. So
which is absolutely stupid to me. That's just my.
He's bad because he's bad at basketball.
He's not bad at basketball. But you want to boost up fucking Russell Wilson? Come on.
No, sarcastically, yes. Sarcastically.
Nah,
yeah. I think that we're definitely being facetious when we're talking about Russell Wilson. Okay, Russell Wilson is ass.
Baker, the same way you're defending Westbrook right now is like the same way we sarcastically defend Russell Wilson.
Absolutely.
Where we all know they're not good. But let's ride.
Hey, man, shout out to Russell Wilson, though. I did win some hard-earned American dollars last week because of Russell Wilson.
I mean, I saw a handful of contests being taken down by Russell Wilson last week, which made me sick to my stomach.
Well, I mean, Jerry Jeudy had a lot to do with that.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, it was the Russell Wilson, Jerry Jeudy, Keenan Allen. Bah.
Keenan Allen shouldn't have freaking played, but whatever.
Agreed.
Agreed. Keenan Allen and Justin Herbert in every contest was like 5% combined ownership. It was so fucking insane. Insane.
Nobody thinks that they're going to play three out of the 4 quarters. Like, what the fuck are they still doing in the game, like, midway through the 4th fucking quarter?
Their coach is a fucking joke.
And that's what got Mike Williams hurt. Shit.
Like, you want to talk about coaches on the bubble? Like, first of all, say goodbye to Mike McCarthy. He's getting fucking fired on Monday. Period. They're losing to the Bucs.
Oh, when Tom Brady gets in that ass, he's gone. He's gone.
Man. Jerry already came out and said he's not firing him.
Shut up.
Jerry already came out and put that to bed.
Give a flying fuck.
Dude, McCarthy's coming back. So if you're a Cowboys fan, I'm so sorry.
Hey, chill. I can tell you this.
Mike McCarthy's coming back.
I can come out and support my executive chef. He's still ass, and I'm still going to fire him.
Listen, Jerry's not firing him. He's not doing it, man. Jerry's loyal to that puppet to a fault.
Well,
that Jerry can't fire himself, and that's who's coaching the team. We all know that. Come on.
Well,
my coach has a better chance of getting fired on Monday than Mike McCarthy.
Well, I mean, I had to interject and play this for the Cowboys fans. Dejan, I'm sorry. You're gonna have to endure another season.
Fat Jason Garrett.
Fat Jason Garrett. Anyway, Chargers, Jags. What the hell?
The clapping.
Oh, yep. All right, fair.
Chill. I saw what you're doing there. Even though your boy didn't get it, I got you.
I didn't get it. I am so sorry. I totally forgot that man was old Jason Garrett. The fucking clap.
I mean, he would have been perfect for a 90s commercial. Jason Garrett.
Absolutely.
Clap off, clap on, clap off, the clapper.
Them lights be fucking flickering all damn night because that's all that young man was doing, just clapping away. My God. So, Baker, from a DFS perspective, which side are you leaning? Jaguars or Chargers side?
I mean, I got to lead Jaguars for 2 reasons. 1, they have a higher implied team total. 2, they're home favorites. 3, the Chargers suck. And 4, I'm just fading Travis Etienne and playing everything else because of Beers.
They are not home favorites, by the way.
They're not. Correction.
They're not. They're not. They are 2.5-point dogs.
That number keeps changing a lot. It started at 3, it went down to 2.5.
Because the money's coming in on the Jags. That's why.
I think at one point it was down to 1. Now it's back to 2.5.
All right, this is the weirdest thing I've ever seen. What I'm currently looking at shows me that the Chargers have a lower implied team total than the Jags, but the Jags are the dogs.
Vegas is trying to trick you with the numbers, Baker.
The numbers, Baker. What do they mean?
Like, literally, that's why I call them favorites. I'm like, 27-point team total. No way you're a dog at 27 points implied. Hold on. What? I officially have nothing to say because my mind literally just went on the fritz. I'll come back to this conversation when we start talking about the Vikings.
Yeah, I'm literally leaning towards the Jags myself. Same thing, same explanation as Baker. I think the money's coming in on the Jags more so than they are on the Chargers. So even from the betting perspective, I will take the Jags to cover, and I will actually the 47.5. This is playoff football. I don't think this is going to be a shootout like that. I'm going to take the under on 47.5. However.
Well, the next game we're about to cover is going to be about all of 2 seconds.
We ready to move on to Sunday? Yeah, give me your betting take for Jags Chargers real quick.
Me personally, I'm staying away from this game because this is the game that can really go either way. I don't really have a strong opinion on this game. I guess for me, I'm rooting for Jacksonville. I like Trevor Lawrence, so I guess that's what I'll go Jags. I'll take the Jags and the points.
I think Baker is doing the same thing, correct?
I'm taking the Jags, and I'm also taking the over. Not to mention, this is the battle of the best flowing locks in football. Just gonna throw it out there. And I think Trevor Lawrence's hair is better than Justin Herbert's. So add that to it.
I can't take credit for this, but I did see it online. If the Jaguars win the Super Bowl, does the WWE send them a title?
Why?
Because their owner owns AEW.
Oh. Oh, interesting.
So could you imagine Tony Khan at like the parade with a WWE championship belt?
Absolutely not. He would fire everybody that wore it.
Dude, he might troll him with it. Could you imagine if he gets a custom belt, he puts like AEW side plates on it?
Or what he'll do is that he'll pull the Medusa from WCW and put the WWE one in the trash and then raise the AEW one for the Jags.
Bruh. And during the parade, that'd be
during
amazing.
The parade. Absolutely during the parade.
So, again, I think that needs to be a bet. Would the Jaguars get a title belt if they won?
Well, that's an interesting conversation, but they ain't winning the freaking Super Bowl. So
probably not.
Well, let's head over to Sunday. And as Chill mentioned, this may or may not take all of 2 seconds. Bills, Dolphins, Bills favorite by 13.5. Over under sits at 43.5. Skylar Thompson is officially the quarterback with Tua ruled out. And they believe that Teddy Two Gloves actually has a broken finger, not a dislocated finger. So he'll be the backup, air quotes. But yeah, this there's no need for analysis. Like, I'm sorry, Chill. The Dolphins are going to get absolutely steamrolled.
I would think so. I mean, truthfully, in this game, most of the Bills are in play. If you're just playing this slate alone, Josh Allen might be the top quarterback on the slate, probably rightfully so. Intriguing plays. I think James Cook becomes an intriguing play as well. There were rumors that they wanted to get him more work during the Bengals game, but unfortunately, with the accident to DeMar Hamlin, they really couldn't do it. I mean, he's got in Miami's defense, like their home. If you're a person who believes in home road splits, their defense when it's on the road is like it's bottom third of the NFL. It's not very good
because they don't have that home field advantage where they put the other team on the freaking hot ass side of the field.
Facts. I don't. I don't think they're going to be very competitive here. So I mean, basically, if you're going to play a Dolphins wide receiver, if you want to get different in your lineups, you probably just pop in Tyreek Hill and you call it a day because I don't think his ownership is going to be high. And
no one's playing Dolphins. No one's playing a single freaking Dolphin with the exception of the running back. But other than that, no.
But I mean, Tyreek Hill is one of the very few players on the slate who can break the slate. So, I mean, is the possibility small? Yeah. But at that point, I think Tyreek and Jeff Wilson Jr. basically is the free square. And the Bills have actually been really bad at tackling in the second half of the season. So those are the only plays I'd be looking at from this game.
Yeah, I really think this is an onslaught situation where you can just load up Josh Allen, Diggs, the defense. If you want to get really weird, Naheem Hines, if you want to take the old double dip, that would have worked last week. I mean, so I think to a point, the NFL is 100% scripted. To a point, right? Because, I mean, these are still grown men playing for millions of dollars in a game. But that opening kickoff was sus as hell. Like, did anyone see the kicker and the effort that he tried to put in to make that tackle?
What effort?
Exactly. He was just like, oh, cool. He's running. All right, great. All right, you couldn't script it any better. Yeah. So
he's next to me. I can't catch him anymore. Run hard.
That man was like, all right, you got this, man.
He made a business decision.
Yeah, he did it twice.
Good for him.
Baker, how you feel about this game?
What are you talking about? Like, chill. You over here talking about like nobody's playing Miami. You just stacked the hell out of Miami. Like, let's go. Trent Sherfield, Jalen Waddle, Tyreek Hill, Skylar Thompson, and Jeff Wilson Jr. for all the money. Duh.
If you play the Dolphins and they hit, they're in that top 1%.
Oh, I win. Like it's
Yeah, you
flat out,
won.
you win
You won.
because
You
the
won.
Seahawks stack will be more owned than the Dolphins stack.
I mean,
Facts.
the only way that the Dolphins have any chance of winning or covering is if Josh Allen turns over the ball a million times. That's it.
4 touchdowns. Because even if he turns the ball over and the Dolphins get the ball, how are they going to freaking move it?
Easy.
Not wrong.
They're just gonna put the ball in Skylar Thompson's hands. And Skylar, we trust.
Brock Purdy, he is not. Okay, so give me the over, and give me the Bills to cover. I think they win by 30 plus. I'll say it right now.
I'll take the Bills, but I think the Dolphins cover. 13.5 is a lot for division rivals.
Baker?
I'll take the under, but I'll also take the Bills to cover.
Interesting.
Because when the Bills beat them 30-rip.
That'll do it.
also, one sneaky play from this game might be Mike Gesicki.
All right, Dale.
No, I mean Skylar Thompson loves to run the ball. Skylar Thompson does like throwing the ball to Mike Gesicki.
Well, since we are talking about the Bills, and I just brought up Dale, something in my gut tells me there's a Bill that might get hurt today. I don't know.
Anywho, let's move on. Second game of the day: Giants, Vikings. The game total sitting at 48, with the Vikings favored by 3. The third most sus team in the NFL.
When they win the freaking Super Bowl, Sully, just delete my number. Just act like you don't know me anytime you see me. I'm just going to show up at your house every day, just knocking on your door at 2 o'clock in the morning.
Baker, how are they going to win the Super Bowl when they're going to lose to the Seahawks?
The Seahawks aren't winning. Ow. The Seahawks are not winning on Saturday. They're not.
How, Baker? How?
Lord Jesus. The Seahawks are not winning on Saturday. So there's
Baker,
the end of that.
You're going to stare down in the face of the NFL Comeback Player of the Year in Geno Smith, bro. What are you going to do? What are you going to do?
I mean, he is going to win Comeback Player of the Year. Absolutely. I cannot deny that.
Is he, or is it Saquon?
I think it's Geno.
It's Geno, and it's honestly not particularly close.
Dude, I don't know. It could be Saquon, man.
Does he play quarterback?
No, but...
Okay, then.
I mean, you're also looking at Offensive Player of the Year in Justin Jefferson, so you can suck me.
You ain't wrong. I mean, Justin Jefferson's got to be the most popular receiver on the slate, correct?
For some reason, I feel like it might end up being Steph Diggs on the full slate. Actually, those are both Saturday games. So, yeah, on the Saturday slate, I think Steph Diggs might beat out Jay Jetta in ownership just because of price.
No, they play on Sunday, so you're wrong. You're talking about between like Steph and Jamar Chase and Jay Jetta. I think people are so itching. They're just itching to get Jay Jetta back in after they got absolutely stroked by him on week 18. So I think people are going to be like, you know what, all is forgiven. I don't want to get burned by you. Let's go ahead, load up some Jay Jetta. But like, how are we going to uniquely stack the Minnesota Vikings? And if we're going to stack the Kirk Cousins side, what are the run back options on the Giants side? Because they have players, Saquon's on that side. Like I said, he ran for 87 yards on 13 tokes last time against the Vikings. But like, can he have a breakout game here?
He had 27 points against them because he got 8 or 9 receptions as well, I do believe.
I mean, Kenny Galladay scored a touchdown in week 18, so he's back, right?
You heard what I said. You heard what I said in the group chat. Kenny Galladay is going to win somebody a DFS tournament this weekend, and I'm fucking playing him.
Don't do that.
Don't do that.
I'm doing it.
So
I'm gonna play the chalk.
Sully's lineups are officially dead.
Whoa, Baker, hear me out. What do we listen to pregame?
You can't play Hodgins.
We listen to Beers.
So if you can't play Isaiah Hodgins,
Darius break the slate, bro.
No. He's gonna break his damn ankle. Okay, then they're gonna be forced. Oh, I think there's an injury coming in this game. I just got that gut feeling.
Leave Dale alone.
All right. I'm done messing with Dale. But I gotta mess with him a little bit because he didn't respond to my text messages today about recording. So I mean, fuck him.
Damn.
He didn't. At least give me a no.
True. That kind of got the last employee fired.
Right. That's what I'm saying. I mean, you no call, no show to work. That'll get you made fun of and fired. But if I'm gonna get absolutely incredibly weird for Baker for one catch, one ridiculous catch, it might be a 50-yard bomb to Kenny Galladay. The 10% of snaps that he actually plays.
10%. That's
large field only. Large field only.
If he plays 10% of snaps, that's a season high.
No, he was on the field a ton last week. What are you talking about?
He still didn't see that many snaps when them benching.
Did he absolutely poop on freaking Darius Slay, right?
Yeah, Darius Slay
pooped on him. I think that one catch, like if you go per his salary per catch, I think that one catch was worth like $3.8 million or something like that.
Good for him.
Damn right, good for him.
He got the bag and said, "I'm out."
I mean, he legit was fuck this. But I mean, it's the playoffs now. Brian Dable's no dummy. He's gonna put his playmakers on. Maybe. I've made too much of a case for Kenny Galladay. Let's talk about relevant players. Okay.
I think
let's talk about the Jay Jettas and the Hawkinsons of the world.
TJ Hawkinson broke the slate last time these teams played, but Irv Smith was out. We saw them somewhat incorporate Irv Smith back in a little bit week 18. So I think it's interesting to see how much toke he actually gets. Does he get enough toke to make TJ Hawkinson irrelevant?
No.
How much of them playing Irv Smith, though, is because they just benched everybody in the second half?
I mean, it was his first week back from injury,
He got toke with the starters, too.
Yeah, Irv is going to get some work. I don't think it's going to be enough to be DFS relevant, and I don't think it's going to be enough to take away from Hawkinson in this spot. But, hey, man, if you want to get cheap and weird, why not a 1-yard touchdown pass to Irv Smith? I mean, why not? I think the more intriguing play on the Viking side is actually KJ Osborne.
I think he's going to be do you think he's going to be popular, though?
I don't think he's going to be more popular than some of the cheaper giant receivers.
I think that might be closer to equal. But, I mean, also, too, I think maybe the way I would look at it, like, if you think Jay Jetta is going to break the slate, if you're just going to play him and Cousins, I don't think you need a double stack with Cousins in that situation. So maybe in that scenario, wouldn't you just play Cousins, Jefferson, and just onslaught the Giants?
I think I would add Hawkinson to that. I mean, I know he's the more expensive tight end on the slate, but I think I might throw in Hawkinson too. If I need a salary savings because I want to jam in like Diggs and Jay Jetta and somehow fit in Jamar Chase, then it's gotta be Irv. But yeah, I think I'm a double stack type of guy, so I got to bring at least one more guy with him.
I mean, I've kind of come around to the double stack, but on these slates, like that shit goes out the window. You could play 17 players from the same game.
I mean, that's how I placed second in that tournament, that one short slate.
Hell yeah.
It was all Vikings.
Yeah, and you needed a defense against it to really pay it off.
Yeah, fucking tell me about it. But I don't think that's the scenario this time, so yeah, I mean, I agree with you, though. I mean, like, I don't mind the single stack in this situation, but I don't know, man. I think number one with a bullet on this slate is Jay Jetta. I think you need to find a way to get him in pretty much every one of your lineups.
But I think you got to look at Dalvin Cook a little bit as well. Like, we know the upside this man has. Justin Jefferson has bigger upside, but Dalvin Cook damn sure still has decent upside. And as we talked about, down the stretch of the season, the Giants' run defense was pretty sus. So they're in a world, Dalvin Cook can break this bitch too.
So why don't we just play both of them?
What the fuck?
What?
Sorry.
No worries, mate. No worries.
Well, playing both M, you're gonna price yourself out of somebody else that you want to play. The Jamar Chase, the Steph Diggs,
Well, you don't gotta worry about Chase, remember?
Oh yeah, we're not worrying about Jamar Chase. Sully, stop talking about Jamar Chase. We're not playing Jamar Chase.
That was the ultimate fade.
Oh yeah, that was the piece of the week, right?
Yes, sir.
Oh yeah, fade. Do not play Jamar Chase. You heard it here on the Deli, god dang it. Load up all the T. Higgins you want, but do not touch Jamar Chase with a 10-foot pole.
Joe Mixon, sure. Jamar T. Higgins, yup. Tyler Boyd, uh-huh. The little white dude, sure, why the fuck not? Triple H,
Little white dude.
I don't remember the fucking dude's name. But Jamar Chase, don't you dare touch Jamar Chase.
Now I gotta figure out who the hell that is. Please hold.
I'm getting there. My computer's moving slow.
Trenton Irwin.
Trenton
Irwin, yeah.
Yeah, little white dude. Little white dude.
Hilarious.
Hey, you know who has the least projected points on this slate at receiver?
Is it Jamar Chase?
It's Kenny Galladay. Said the least amount.
Sully, I'm telling you, because I'm your friend.
Yeah.
Don't you dare.
Hey, listen, man, you're talking to the dude that was 0.2 seconds away from playing John Brown last week.
That sounds disgusting.
I was like, oh my God. On FanDuel, I needed $4,500 in a lineup I fucking loved. And it would have smashed, too. And I'm like, who is going to actually see the fit? John Brown is $4,500. And then he catches a long touchdown. I'm like, fuck. I'm kind of disappointed in John Brown, by the way.
Why? Because his dance wasn't nearly wild enough?
Exactly. I expected him to pop up and just do that shit, but he jumped in the stands instead. I was like, oh, where's vintage John Brown?
Somewhere in Arizona?
Bro. Speaking of vintage in Arizona, hey, man, shout out to AJ Green going out like that. He shouldn't play another down.
Shout out to JJ Watt. Speaking of going out in Arizona, shout out to JJ Watt.
Yep.
He's like, let me get healthy. Let me show you I can still do this. And I'm done.
JJ Watt is gonna actually play one more year and become a Buffalo Bill. Check it.
I think he'd become a Steeler.
He would 100% become a Steeler before he became anything else.
I know. You're right. God damn it.
But I think to put a bow on this Vikings game, just stack the living hell out of it. Don't be one of those ones who try to go, I'm gonna get too cute and fade it. Don't do that.
I agree. So Baker, 48, Vikings favored by 3. Sports betting side, what you got?
Give me the over. Give me Minnesota to cover. Give me Minnesota outright. Vikings Nation, let's ride. I hate you and Studer for that. I cannot listen to Drake without thinking about you two fucks.
Sorry, we literally ruined it for you. I am so sorry about that.
Like, that song comes on a decent amount while I'm at the gym, and it's like, God damn it, I hate you people.
Right? Chili, where do you lean on this side of it? On which side do you lean on this game?
Listen, every year in the playoffs, especially in the first round, a couple home teams always lose, which absolutely provides no narrative whatsoever. But it always happens. Giants in the upset. I'll take the Giants. I'll take the point. I mean, the last time they played, it took a 61-yard field goal from Minnesota to beat them. Giants are essentially coming off a bye week. I'll take the over as well, but this should be one of the more entertaining games. At least Cousins is playing in the 4 o'clock window and not a 1 o'clock or 8 o'clock window, so that should help as well.
He's not wrong.
Hey,
he's not wrong.
When they played the Patriots on Thanksgiving or Christmas, whatever freaking day that was, primetime Kirk Cousins came to play. That was Thanksgiving. Primetime Kirko came to play. Suck me.
He beat Mac Jones.
It was prime time, and he came to play, sir.
Although that was one of Mac Jones's better games, I do believe.
Just like last week against the Bills was one of his better games too.
Mac Jones had a day versus the Vikings. But then again, who don't have a day versus the Vikings? Let's be real.
For real.
Not wrong about that either. Yeah, just because Baker mentioned that the 4-letter network is all over the Giants, I am totally going back on what I was going to bash Baker about the entire show, and I'm taking the Vikings. I'm taking the over, and I'm taking them to cover the 3. Let's do it. Let's do it.
Changing the biggest Viking hater in the building's mind. Let's go.
I am the biggest Vikings hater on the planet.
Hey, so when the Giants win on Saturday, I'm just gonna text you, stupid idiot, and then we'll call.
And I would just I would send a shaking hand emoji and keep it pushing.
Don't worry,
I'm joking. I'm not.
Don't worry,
Sully.
like you're not getting that text because the Vikings are going to win.
I'm with it, man. I'm with it. Nightcap. Wait, what are you going to say about the Vikings, Baker?
Oh, it's the fact that your team and my team are on a collision course to meet in the desert.
No, they're not.
We are on a collision course to meet, Sully.
Don't have us in the same room, please.
They're not. It's not happening. Knock it off.
I mean, I just ordered me a Jay Jetta freaking headband too.
The headband's great. I'm happy for you, but no, those teams are not meeting in the Super Bowl.
Chill, it's going to happen. Chill,
it's not.
like just put it like on your sportsbook thing. Bet Minnesota, Buffalo, Super Bowl.
Right, I'll bet you.
I'm trying to make you more money. I'm not trying
to make you some money, man.
No, I want some of Baker's money. I want Baker's nice, crisp American money.
Wow.
Them shits better be crispy.
Well, considering I don't deal in cash, I ain't dealt in cash in years. You ain't getting shit crispy. You getting everything digitally.
Well, that's not true. That's not true because you'll have I owe you for fantasy when you come over for the Rumble. B, there will be crisp American dollars bet on the Royal Rumble at my place.
I do have to get cash for that. Shit.
Yeah, so there will be cash transactions. And you'll be able to pay that debt, seeing as how, potential debt, where, no, you won't because Super Bowl won't be set then, right? Will it?
No. I think that'll be the title game weekend.
Yeah.
Well, if the Vikings and Bills are still alive, y'all can still chirp at one another.
They will be
one of those teams won't be alive.
They will still be alive, and I'll just be staring at Chill the entire time, like just walking.
No, one of those teams will not be alive.
Like I'm gonna walk into Sully's place for the Royal Rumble with your gift that I got you from Florida that I still haven't given you, by the way. I'm currently staring at it. That's what made me think of it. And I'm just gonna give you your gift. Here you go, Chill. A little something, something. And yeah, how about them Vikings? Vikings Nation. Let's ride.
All right, let's get into the nightcap. Ravens, Bengals.
Gross.
Bengals favorite by 9.5 against the Lamarless Ravens, right?
That's too high.
Bengals cover.
Damn.
Bengals win, but they don't cover.
I mean, Lamar isn't playing, right? Lamar is not playing, correct?
Lamar is not playing, but okay. I don't think the Bengals cover.
You can give me that. You can give me that at Bengals plus or minus 15. I'm taking the Bengals to cover.
I mean, is anybody playable from a DFS perspective on the Ravens side?
Mark Andrews,
maybe.
Right, maybe.
I think
God bless you if you want to play a Raven. God bless you.
I mean, maybe the defense if you got to pay down because again, you're allowed to break rules here. So
I'm playing one defense and it's the Bills. I don't give a damn what they cost. They could be $6K on Fanduel. I'm paying it.
Yeah, but I mean, you might have to pay down to jam more things in.
Well, I don't have to worry about jamming in Jamar Chase. So, I mean, what are you worried about here? What are you worried about?
We have Ixnay, Jamar Chase in the player pool.
Right. I mean, this might be another scenario where you can onslaught the Bills in the same way you can onslaught the Bengals. I mean, give me Mixon, give me Burrow, give me Boyd, give me Higgins, give me all of them.
Yeah, but the Bengals are more expensive.
Higgins is cheap.
Right. T. Higgins is cheap. I
Like,
mean, compared to
that's the
Go
better
ahead.
reason to play him over Jamar Chase anyway. Fuck them saying the beer shit. T is cheap.
Yeah, the production has pretty much been, I don't know, the same. So, I mean, if you're going to give me the cheaper guy, I mean, Higgins got to be the move, right? That's just my perspective. I mean,
Watch this be the one player that Beers gets right.
don't even.
Well, I told you the week that I took it down, he accidentally said Devonta Smith. So the one player he accidentally gets right every so often.
You listen to Beers.
I looked at it afterwards. Like I looked at it afterwards. I'm like, who actually did he say? Because trust me, I would not have been on Devonta Smith if I would have known that. I promise you that.
He did listen to it after. He did. Because normally we get the text either of the vid or the don't playlist. And I remember specifically that week he did not send it. So he is right. He did. And that would have been sad. That would have been sad that you would have took you off Devonta Smith, for preventing you from winning. So God himself was like, bro, don't listen to this video this week.
Actually, I got shout out to my YouTube app. It did not put the don't playlist on the things that are like that come up really quickly as far as videos I watch often.
Right.
So shout out to YouTube for the algorithm that didn't put it up there for me to come off of Devonta Smith. Shout out to y'all.
Big facts. I mean, like, what else can we take away from this game? I mean,
Nothing.
like, this is
Nothing.
This is the I mean, the Vikings game is the game, right? And then you're gonna sprinkle in some Bills, and then if you can get some Bengals in there, that's great. But like, I think the Ravens in general are just off the table. Like, I don't care about division rivalries or not. Like, I just can't do a Huntley stack. I just can't do it. Is he out too?
It don't look like he's playing either, bro. This is Anthony Brown again.
Oh my!
As of last time I checked, it was Anthony Brown part 2.
And then I think it makes Mark Andrews viable. That dude peppered Isaiah Likely with targets last week.
Oh my! I mean, Lord Jesus, like Likely was just so likely to see the ball on every freaking drop back.
I got that news and I instantly switched. I think he was in 100% of my lineups.
Likewise, and
Sickening.
I think the only reason he wasn't chalk is because of the fact that it was Anthony Brown and not Lamar or Huntley.
Great, it's crazy.
Wow. Okay. So you're telling me I'm going into a wildcard weekend that features Mr. Irrelevant, Geno Smith, Skylar Thompson, and Anthony Brown.
Seriously, yeah.
Can we opt to replace a team? Like, can I just take the Ravens out and, like, I don't know, give me somebody interesting that didn't make the play? Shit.
You hate the Steelers, but I think the Steelers would have been way more interesting against the Bengals.
Absolutely.
I
think I would have just took the Patriots.
I think the Steelers are way more. I think the Steelers could have beat the Bengals. I don't think the Patriots could beat. I don't think the Patriots could have beat them.
I don't doubt anything Mike Tomlin does ever.
I mean, Mike Tomlin is my favorite coach, hands down, bar none.
That guy's been a coach half my life, and he hasn't had a losing season. So, I think half my life. How long has he been coach for?
It's been like 13 years.
Is it 13?
Something insane like that.
Let's see.
My favorite coach in the NFL is Andy Reid, by the way. Like, if there's any coach I want to have a beer with, it's Andy fucking Reid.
He's the coach you want to have a hamburger with.
I said the exact same quote last Sunday. The exact quote. I'm like, I may be vegan, but man, I would break it one time to eat a cheeseburger with Andy freaking Reid. No doubt about that.
16. He has been a coach since 2007. And he has not had a season below 500. So, yeah, half my life, because I turned 32 this year. Half my life, this dude has been above 500.
Hey, you know another funny stat? In that same time span, the Browns have had 17 10-loss seasons.
That's so bad.
Since 99, 17! And that's just 10 losses. I mean, there was a season where we lost 16 goddamn games.
Should have beat the Steelers that year.
Bruh. Anywho.
No, But no, Kenny Pickett, who was actually playing really well, and that offense was actually playing well against the Bengals, that would have been way more cooler to see.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
the Dolphins had to go on ahead and make a field goal because your Jets couldn't get the job done.
Joe Flacco could not get the job done. No, I'm sorry, bro. I'm sorry.
I mean, as soon as they said like Tua's going to be out with this concussion, I was like, wow, my Dolphins should just stay the fuck home. Let Pittsburgh get in there.
Well, here we are. Any more takeaways from this game, Baker, or can we move on to Monday?
We could have moved on like 5 minutes ago.
My bad, dog. We get sidetracked, man. I want to have a burger with Andy Reid.
I think I want to have an alcoholic beverage with Mike Tomlin.
By the way, it's hurtful that you would break your veganism to freaking have a burger with Andy Reid. But I'm your best fucking friend, and you won't break your veganism for shit for me. Fuck you.
I had tequila with you.
That's not your veganism.
Actually, scratch that. I know who we all should have alcohol with. He's definitely the best candidate. It just popped right into my head right now. It's Dan Campbell, right?
He's not wrong though.
Dude, it's Dan Campbell, right? If we're good about I would get shit faced with Dan Campbell.
I'm drinking whatever Dan Campbell's drinking. Whatever the fuck he's drinking.
And honestly, at this point, I probably want to smoke a blunt with Mike Tomlin.
By the way, on a complete side note, Russell Westbrook is on my screen, so y'all can just be quiet right now.
Hey, can you tell me the score of that game? I can't see it from the 2 feet I'm away, though.
38 to 19. Dallas is getting that ass.
I gotta think about who I would smoke a blunt with. I gotta think about that.
I think Mike Tomlin would be so chill.
See, now
so a drink with Dan Campbell, a cheeseburger with Andy Reid. Who would I smoke a blunt with? I'm going to contemplate that while we talk about the Bucks Cowboys game real quick.
I'm not going to lie. I did no research because this game is not in any of the pools I'm playing.
Yeah, but I
am watching this game as a pure fan.
A fan of what?
A fan
football?
of
just football?
Yeah, greatness. Tom Brady, because if I don't have a team in the race, then I just root for greatness. So you got Tom Brady, and then, I think the only way Mike McCarthy gets fired here is if Tampa Bay blows them out.
They might. They might. I mean, they just got their ass kicked by Tampa Bay Light. Like, the Commanders are what Tampa Bay used to be.
Dude,
you know what I'm saying? They're the same goddamn team.
Dude, Sam Howell was the move.
Dude, my Sam Howell team was legit on DraftKings last week, boy.
That team was so weird to hear.
That team put up $158.
I'm not saying it was a bad move. I'm saying it just sounds so weird.
And I took freaking Scorer McLaurin out of that lineup and swapped him with a worse play.
Oh.
And that team still dropped a bomb. But anywho, yeah, man, this game, I mean, people care about the game. We can still talk about it from a sports betting perspective because even if you don't have a horse in the race, if you're not playing Showdown or the full slate.
If you're playing the full slate, nobody is probably touching this. This would probably be the least popular game, I would think.
Because it's Monday. Probably a reason if you're playing the full slate, if you're not stacking the Vikings game, why not stack the shit out of this game?
I mean, but I don't know if I would stack this game, but I might grab pieces from it if I was playing a full slate.
I would go full Tom Brady. Just give me God, give me Mike Evans, give me Cade Otton, give me all of them, all of them.
But Micah Parsons might be mad. He got snubbed from the All-Pro team.
I don't give a damn if be mad or not. He's gonna be mad at home when they freaking hold this L.
As somebody who was playing the full slate, my initial thought process for this game specifically, obviously I want a horse in this so I can shoot to the top of the leaderboards and piss somebody off who's ahead of me. My initial thought process was either running with the God, running with Russell Gage, because Tom Brady seems to love him some Russell Gage. And then from the Cowboys side, just run Sedarius and move on.
What about Julio? What about Julio?
So I'll run Russell Gage.
Julio's probably hurt, right? No.
He's on the
Goddamn right, he's hurt. When isn't he hurt?
he's on the injury report.
I mean, hey, the last time he played Dallas, he did catch his longest pass of the season in Week 1,
And his
then he
only
got hurt.
pass of the season.
And then he got hurt, and then he got hurt on that play as well.
So you're saying there's a chance?
Yeah. I mean, it's a weird slate. Play Julio.
All right, chill.
there's
Do you want Julio Jones versus Kenny Galladay?
Do I get Julio?
Yeah.
Book it.
Oh my God. The worst prop bet of the season. Officially. The worst.
I don't give a damn.
So
Let's have some fun.
So Baker, if you're gonna get really, really weird, now hear me out. If you're getting weird, right? Yes. Would you play T.Y. Hilton?
I probably wouldn't have the stones to do it. Like that would be a situation.
What if you had the late swap? I mean, you're playing the full slate, and you got like a chalky CeeDee Lamb, but you're like way, way behind.
Would you pivot? I mean, no, Dak Prescott for whatever reason loves himself some Noah Brown. Only the good Lord knows why.
He loves T.Y. Hilton more than Michael Gallup, so I mean, they're both on the table.
Well, Michael Gallup can't break away from coverage after the 800 knee surgeries that poor man has had.
If my lineup was struggling and I have Sedarius, I would probably swap to Tony Pollard.
That's fair.
Good enough for me.
I mean, what do you think about the running back situation in Tampa? Like, are either of those guys playable?
They're both playable. It's just, they're both involved in the pass game. They'll both run the ball. Just flip a coin, have fun.
Yeah, I think it's the passing side for me. I'm definitely leaning. Like I said, if Sam Howell can smack up this defense, what is Tom Brady?
I mean, if I had to pick a Bucs running back, I'm probably just gonna go towards our uncle.
It's playoff Lenny. It's playoffs.
Of course, you're gonna go towards Lenny. That bias was coming out hardcore right there.
I mean, not even bias aside. Like Byron Leftwich said, this is the first time the Bucs have had their full offense healthy since Week 1, and we know whose ass they got in Week 1.
I mean, who asked they got to get in again?
Wrong. He's not wrong. I'm sorry, but like minus the Bills and the Bengals, this is the safest bet on the goddamn slate. I don't care. The Bucs are winning. Period.
And the Bucs are dogs? Absolutely. Give me the Bucs to cover that easy.
Right. I'm sorry, but like, okay, so 45.5 is the over-under, and yes, the Cowboys are favored for some odd-ass reason by 2.5. Are we all in agreement that the Bucs cover this and win outright?
I'll take the Bucs, and what's the total?
We're sitting at 45.5.
Ooh, that's close. I think it barely gets the over.
Baker, are you in agreement?
Just because the Cowboys defense is such trash, I'm also going to take the over. And I think we're going to run some Tom Brady teams this week myself. Just so, see if we can have some Tom Brady luck. Like we had some Gardner Minshew luck. Just scoop by some people last minute. Excuse me.
I'm with it.
I love picking on the Cowboys too.
I hear you. I'm in agreement. Well, guys, Wildcard Weekend, Wildcard show is coming to a conclusion, and I'm still perplexed about who I'm smoking a blunt with if I'm a coach or like who.
Could you imagine Bill Belichick was rolling up?
I think he would be either he's going to be the most boring person as he already is, or it's going to be the best conversation you've ever had in your life stoned.
But yeah,
I mean, the Dolphins coach is up there too. He's like what, 22? Like,
he's a kooky looking dude.
I know. I might get high with him. Either that, or I'm getting high with Pete Carroll because he does some crazy ass shit, and I want to know where he gets it from. I want to know how he maintains his youth.
Right?
I mean, it's got to be Gons, right?
The ultimate, even though this is not football, the ultimate coach to smoke with, period, has to be Phil Jackson.
Oh, like Phil Jackson's coming out with like his own brand of weed soon. He just looks like the perpetual stoner.
If he had, I'm surprised he hasn't come out with his own strand of weed yet.
Right? You want
Dude, the Zen Master?
Right. It says it. It's right there. It's clear as day. The Zen Master. Hello.
Yeah, it would have to be Phil Jackson with a bullet as the number one coach to smoke with, period.
Dude, you're not wrong.
I mean, R.I.P., but I think Mike Leach would have been another interesting one. You talk about a weird dude.
Could you imagine those conversations would be off the fucking chain?
Yes. 100% agree.
I don't know who I want to get a burger with though. Like Andy Reid, I think is like the chalk, right? I'm trying to think.
I would get a burger if it wasn't Andy Reid. I'd get a burger with Brian Dable. He seems like he could choke down a few.
Yeah.
I'm not saying that because he's a bigger gentleman. I'm just saying that like he just seems like, I don't know, just a guy that loads up like the strangest burger concoction and makes it work. You know? I mean, he took the Giants to the goddamn playoffs.
You're not wrong.
And a first round exit. Don't forget that.
Now let's hold on to that. I mean, I agree with you for some strange reason, but like let's.
Wait, what about you? Might want to smoke a blunt with Sean McVay, you know, because if he retires from coaching, he's free.
He is free.
Yeah, that's another good point. I
mean, at this point, I just might want to get a burger and a beer with Dan Campbell. At this point,
I just smash them both together.
Yeah, I feel like if we go to Detroit, we could find Dan Campbell in a hole in the wall bar.
Oh God, yes. God, yes. And like, because no one uses their phones in there. So like they wouldn't be like, hey man, I'm hanging out with Dan Campbell. Everybody's like, what up, Dan? And they don't say shit.
Damn right.
Like they say absolutely nothing. It would be incredible. And like, but player wise though, like, can I go back old school and like smoke a blunt with Josh Gordon? Like I can do that like now, right? Like
half of Cleveland has done that, for fuck's sake.
You're right.
I don't know, man. If I'm smoking a blunt, it's probably what Marshawn Lynch. We going to the hood in Oakland.
Good point. Oh my God, this is going on way too long. This is not DFS related. I know people are just like, you know what? I'm here for it. Fuck it.
But you know what? It's gonna give them water cooler material.
You're not wrong. I like that. I like that angle. I
just hope somebody goes up to their coworker and be like, hey man, like any coach, like who are you smoking a blunt with, NFL wise? What do you got?
I think like if I was a member of the media, I would ask that. Like right in a heated press conference too.
Actually, that needs to be a Super Bowl media day question by somebody.
Yes.
Like, that is the perfect time to ask that question.
Can we suggest that? Like, someone just run with that?
Can we get like media credentials, please?
Please. Hi, Sullivan Shahid here from the DFS Deli. I just want to know, who would you smoke a blunt with? What?
Start asking Justin Jefferson, like, hey, Jay Jetta, so who you grabbing a drink with out of all the NFL coaches, not excluding your own? Who you drinking with?
Excluding your own, of course. Yes.
Like, who's that one coach that you're like, I want to grab a beer with this guy? Because I'd be asking Justin Jefferson because he'll be in the Super Bowl. So.
Yeah, about that.
That's a weird question to be asking Brock Purdy.
Dude, if the 49ers make it to the Super Bowl, Brock Purdy is going to get asked the most off-the-wall questions at media day.
He wouldn't know how to respond. It would be his first ever media day.
It'd be his first ever media.
I don't know, man. There's a lot of rumors about his dick. So I'm pretty sure he's got a lot of questions already.
Big cock Brock.
Big cock Brock. My client, Big Brock cock Purdy.
What?
All right, guys, let's close it. Let's close it. Let's close up the shop before we go on another 30 minutes about this shit.
We definitely could.
Yeah, you know what to do. Grab those mop buckets. Baker, head on outside if you're not already there. Thanks for joining us on the Wild Card edition here on the DFS Deli. Hopefully, we'll be back for another round of rousing DFS talk. Rousing, would you rather smoke a blunt with this guy or that guy? And it's been real this year, man. It's been real, and I'm glad we're continuing to keep this going. So, as always, we're going to go ahead and close up the shop, and hopefully, we'll see you all at the top. Thanks for listening. Peace.